Hello, hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is your girl Mitzi, and this is Mitzi. Let's think about it. Today, we are thinking about procrastination to power. That's a thinker. So, luckily for me, I have a special guest here, Katie, and she's going to be giving us her opinion on this matter. So, I'm going to be picking her brain. So, thank you so much, Katie, for joining me on my show. I'm so glad you're here.
Thank you very much for having me, Mitzi. It's a pleasure. Thank you.
Awesome, awesome. So I guess we're gonna go straight to it. What made you realize that you had power within your procrastination?
I think the key bit for me, Mitzi, is the awareness. So being aware of your procrastination, that's a key thing. And also not just having the awareness, but actually generating control and taking that control forward. So recognizing it and being aware, and then realizing that you are still in control and have the power, should we say, to get to grips with it and find strategies to move forward. So those are the key bits for me. And then that way you can move forward, because the thing is with procrastination is it is essentially a mental health condition, right? It's linked to stress. We've all got different triggers that make us procrastinate. And I think once you realize those triggers, i.e., the awareness, and you take steps to move away from it, you can get a much better grip on it. Because the thing is with procrastination is it's never really going to go away. Yeah, there's no cure for it. Like, it will be there. We're triggered by things in life, but it's about having that awareness and going, do you know what? It's part of me, it's part of life, it's part of stresses. Let me kind of find ways to move forward. And if you can do that, you can get a better grip on it, really.
Yeah, yeah, I like that response. Is most definitely having that awareness because if you don't have that awareness, then you really can't move on. You really can't. And I love
No.
the fact that you said that it's part of our mental health issues, and that's
Yeah.
a fact. Not a lot of people say that, and not a lot of people think about procrastination in that point because they think they always give so many excuses, you know what I mean? Why to continue that procrastination mood, but not actually realizing long term how it can truly affect you and truly make you alter your life, if you continue to make it a pattern, because once it's a pattern, it's a habit, it's addiction, it's a routine, it is what it is in your life. So that is a very good point. So I guess our next question is, when did you realize that you could help other people switch this flip when it comes to their procrastination?
I would say the main time that happened is when I sort of left the UK 13 months ago to travel the world. I created my own coaching business. I wanted something that I could run in parallel with my travels. I'm creating a life of freedom. I'm creating a life of minimized stress for myself. I'm achieving my goals. So that goes hand in hand with being a coach and coaching others, right? And obviously creating this, business that can come with me. So when I was thinking about, what is my niche, what do I want to do? How do I want to serve people? And ultimately, what lights me up? Because it's all right having a niche, but you've got to be really behind it and passionate about it. Otherwise, what's the point? So then I was thinking, okay, what really lights me up? What are my struggles? What have I pushed through? And I've had decades of dealing with procrastination for various reasons. In the past, it's been, sort of in toxic, narcissistic relationships and losing myself and losing my identity and my purpose. And that made me procrastinate. So it was thinking about my journey in life and going, okay, what have I sort of been through? What have been the main struggles? And it has been procrastination and stress for me. It controlled me for such a long time. But I'll be honest, Mitzi, back then I didn't really know what procrastination was. I was in my sort of late teens and I didn't know what it was. I thought I was the problem. I thought it was just me, was this sort of angry, worthless individual. And it's only now when I look back, knowing what procrastination truly is, that I know that that's what I was dealing with. So again, it comes into that awareness piece. What is it I'm actually dealing with? Some people genuinely don't know that they're dealing with procrastination. They might think they're lazy, they're worthless, they are the problem. But if you can understand that it might be that, then you can start to identify solutions. So yeah, in a nutshell, Mitzi, it was trying to link it to my passion and link it to what I've been through. you know?
Yeah, I understand that. I like your response. I really do because usually when we go through a hard time, procrastination is our best friend. It's right there to party with us when we have our pity parties. You know what I mean? And I didn't really
Absolutely.
think about that until you put it into perspective because when you said you were leaving that toxic relationship and that narcissistic individual, it made me realize, like, you know what? That's true. Because when I left my bad relationship, what was I doing? I was procrastinating. Like, that's what I was doing too. Oh my goodness. So, yes, I love the fact you're transparent in your story because it makes it very relatable, because
Yeah.
it's not just our trauma that holds us back. It's not just those wounds from childhood that holds us back. Sometimes it is just merely procrastination that can truly just hold us back. That is a very
Yeah.
good point. Very good
Yeah.
point. And I'm just curious, why did you call yourself the wandering coach? Is it because now you're traveling? Is that the reason why? Or what is the reason behind that name?
Ultimately, it is the traveling, but it also links to what I said to you before, generating this life of freedom for myself, sort of encompassing self love and the things that I've been missing in the past when I have been procrastinating. So I'm essentially on this journey, wandering, if you will, finding myself, traveling, building new experience, creating this life of freedom for myself. And along that, I want the people that I serve to come on that journey with me, right? Freedom looks different to every single person. Not everyone's on the same journey as me, but we are all on a journey. So that was the reason behind the Wandering Coach, my journey, and the journey that I take people on as well to move past procrastination.
Yes, very good, very good. So I'm curious, why traveling? I mean, you could have chose any other way to get out of
Yeah,
procrastination.
yeah,
You could have worked out,
yeah.
you could have done
Yeah.
cycling, you could have gone cooking. I mean, you could have done anything, but why go travel?
Yeah, so it wasn't the only reason to get away from the procrastination. I've been on that journey getting away from procrastination since moving away from that ex partner when I sort of realized I had to go after 10 years of spending time with him. But essentially, procrastination and the travel has really helped me because the thing is with travel is you can plan as much as you want, but things don't always go to plan. So sometimes you have to go with the flow. You have to go with the rough and the smooth, good days, bad days, and everything in between. So it has really helped me get more relaxed and go, do you know what? I'll do what I can today. And if I do have to positively defer, because there are positives to procrastination, it's not all doom and gloom, that is completely okay. But essentially, the travel has always been a passion of mine. It's always been something I've enjoyed. It really opens my eyes to the world and different cultures and helps me appreciate and value how far I've come in life when I see people that are maybe not as fortunate as me or are embracing how they are in life and what they do and don't have. It sort of grounds you and makes you go, do you know what? I have got a good life. I have got a really good life. Look at these people appreciating what little they have. So it's such a great way to sort of build on that awareness piece even more. Um, but like I say, with the travel, where this sort of started for me in terms of wanting to get out there is when we had COVID-19 and we had the pandemic. So, we had years of being stuck indoors and the only excitement we had was going to the supermarket. You remember all this, right? Like it was tough. We had to go through this. And, we couldn't see loved ones. And I had a lot of time to sort of reminisce and think about what is it I want from the next stage in my life? What lights me up? Like what is my purpose? What are my values? What are my goals? The things that we don't always think about, right? We sort of put it on the back burner. We just deal with the day to day, going to work, earning money, all that stuff. So I had a lot of time to journal and reminisce. And I was like, you know what? I've always been passionate about travel. Used to do a lot of it in my younger days. I want to get out there more, but I don't want to do it where I'm working for an employer and I have a holiday and I'm tired at the end of it and then I need another one. It never feels really great. So I want to get out there. I want to work for myself. I want to coach and I want to travel because I can wake up every day. I can go and do things and it'll sink in. Like in the past, I used to travel sort of be burnt out before I even get out there. need another holiday after and go, what did I actually do on that holiday? It's all a blur. Like I'm still knackered. Like
Yeah,
so that is what I wanted to do, and that what lights me up basically. Travel's not for everybody, but it is for me. So
that's
that's the
that's
story behind it.
Oh, I like it. That's a great response. There's literally
Yeah.
no wrong responses on my show because if I ask you a question and that's what you respond, and that's how you think about it, so it's a win-win,
Yeah, yeah,
so
yeah,
I love that. But I also love the fact that you basically said that, there's good and bad when it comes to procrastination. There has to be that balance because it's okay to give your body rest. It's okay to allow yourself to just not do the dishes right now. It's okay, not to stress over the little things, like the old saying says, don't cry over spilled milk, I
yeah.
love that point because it's most important to remember not to be so harsh on yourself. So that's very good. That's a very good point. Thank you for bringing that up. And I also love the fact that you said when you travel, it gives you the opportunity to appreciate life, become more adaptable with life and the waves that comes with it. And you get to see a part of the world that not a lot of people are able to see. And you're right, sometimes going on vacation, it is stressful. Just thinking about it is stressful. And then going there, you don't get to enjoy it. So that's awesome that you brought that up and that you had both ends of the spectrum because you bring into the table um both point of views, you know what I mean, and the broader your viewpoint is, the easier it is for you to relate with other people and to really be able to coach somebody in all parts of the world, so that allows you to have that freedom to go to all parts of the world. So that's awesome. I'm so glad that this is the journey that you're taking. That's great. And I'm just curious, what is your next stop? Where are you going to next? Or better yet, where has been your favorite place that you've gone so far?
I'll answer both of those, why not? So,
Yeah, why
currently,
not?
I'm currently I'm in Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia, so I'm spending 3 months in Malaysia because I get that as a UK national, so that's kinda nice to do. And I've been to Malaysia in the past, but it's nice to come back and see how it's changed and evolved, and it has changed a little bit, slightly more expensive, but you roll with the punches. And, once we spend the 3 months here, we're probably gonna go to Thailand. Just need to look at the visa situation with Thailand. It's not always straightforward there. But that's the plan, to go to Thailand, because when I was doing a lot of my visualizations for travel, I was somehow fixated with Thailand. I don't know why. It's a beautiful place, so it'd be nice to go to where my visualization started during COVID, and actually see the places I watched a lot of videos on. And in terms of my favorite place so far is New Orleans. I really liked New Orleans. I don't know, there was something about it. I almost felt like I'd been there before. It's a really bizarre feeling. But it's got such a vibe, the jazz and the music and the history behind it and the voodoo. And it's just a really nice place. So I would definitely go back there. But I also enjoyed Colombia as well. I enjoyed that more than what I thought I would do. It has got a bit of a stigma that people think it's
Right.
unsafe, but actually it's getting safer. They're building a lot of community and stuff there. So yeah, that's my answer on that one, Mitzi.
Wow, well, that's amazing. I love your responses. This has been such a great conversation. It really has been a great time. I'm so glad I stayed up for this.
You might not go to
Oh,
sleep now with the high energy.
I know. It's so funny. Oh, but I'm curious to know if you could tell your younger self,
Yeah.
some wisdom. What would you tell your younger self?
Easier said than done on this one, but in hindsight, I would say try and stress less about the little things. Stress about the bigger things if you have to, but don't stress about everything, which is what I used to. And trust in the process, and trust that everything will happen in the right time, the divine time. And don't worry about sort of having the boyfriends and stuff like that. Just go out and enjoy life and just let things flow, because I found that actually, if you want something bad enough and you're determined enough, it will eventually flow and come into your path. So that's what I would say to my younger self.
Awesome. I like that response. I always get a different response from each guest, and I love it because it shows what was going on around that time. And
Yeah.
I think what you said was perfect because it's true. So many people at a young age, they stress about the little things, and it's like, no, you're such a baby still. Don't worry. Just focus on what you have now. The future will come. And I wish I could have told myself that too, because goodness, all of the things that I got into, I could have avoided. But it is what it is. I got the experience. Now I'm
Yeah.
here, right?
That's exactly it. There is a positive to it. It's all led to this point, I guess, hasn't it?
Exactly, exactly. And we got and it's that experience that gives us these words of wisdom, right? You know, we have this wisdom now that we're older. So I guess to start wrapping up the show, what are some words of wisdom that you can leave us off with? Even though you already gave us some great tips, some great
Yeah.
information, what can be some lasting words that you can leave us off with?
Okay, what I would say is if you are procrastinating, just remind yourself that you don't have to do this alone. If I think about how I procrastinated over those sort of decades, I did have people around me, but I detached myself. It wasn't just procrastination, it was everything else going on. But, reach out to people. There's people that have been through similar, and just having that ear that you can bend can make a massive difference to getting you out of the situation that you're in. So don't do it alone, and try and find some resources out there to help you. There's plenty on my website as a starting point, but try and do something small every day to get yourself out of whatever situation that you're in. It may not seem like it at the time. Sometimes you think it's doom and gloom and you're kind of stuck there, but you don't have to be. It's just little steps, and it'll move you forward towards your goals and out of the procrastination situation that you're in. So those would be the two simple things for me. They can be effective.
There you go. I like it. I like that response very much. A plus 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 plus.
I'll take that. I'll take that.
Oh, very good, very good. Awesome, ladies and gentlemen. If you guys want to know more about Katie, I have her lovely photo on my website along with her website. All you gotta do is boop, just click it right there, and it'll go directly to hers, and you can check out so much great stuff that she has. She has classes, she has free stuff, she has information galore so that you can keep on thinking. She has links to links to links. Alrighty. You will
Thank you,
not
Izzy.
be disappointed. Thank you again for being on my show. And always, always keep thinking, y'all. Bye.